All right, dudes. My name's John. This is my channel. We're playing a whole shit ton of games on this channel right now. Currently, we're playing Telltale series Expanse. I just finished that fourth one up yesterday, and we'll talk about that and what I think of those so far. In a different episode, we're gonna probably have a few of those. I created different playlists for different things to try to keep it all straight, so that I don't go into too much non-gaming or non-actual playthrough stuff on this one. But I hope you guys are having a good day today. Today is Friday. It's generally a good day. I mean, I really don't remember a Friday not being a good day. Tonight we're going to a chocolate and wine tasting thing. Awful pretentious sounding, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I hope it's not that way. I hope it's not a bunch of elitist bitches, you know? I hope so. I hope it's not. Regular dudes, you know? We went last year, we went the year before, we've gone to it a lot. But just like anything else, when your town, and you guys have these things, have some kind of town festival or something, our towns around here, each one has at least one each year. So in the beginning, when they're like, hey, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have this festival, whatever it is, we're going to start a brand new festival. Call it Festival of the Vine. That's the one that's here where I live. Festival of the Vine. It's like a week-long celebration of wine, I guess, or something. Right? So you can just go around and drink all these different wines and stuff, and there's a shit ton of people, whatever. Well, in the beginning, it was really good. Like, really good. And then people started paying attention. They're like, what's going on over there? What are you guys doing? I want to go too. Right? Then it wasn't so good anymore. Just the way things go. Does that happen by you guys? Do you guys have a festival or something like that where when they first started it, it's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. You loved going to it, and you may still like going to it, but you don't love going to it like you did. It's too many people. No. Anyway, so that's where we're going tonight. We're going to part of the Wine Fest, which is just this little one of the local stores in the area is going to be putting on this chocolate and wine pairing thing. So you go in there, you pay, I don't know what it is, too much money. And then you get really, really good chocolate because they make their own chocolate. Really good chocolate. And it's supposed to be paired with the wine that is with it, that is right next to it. You know, you get the wine, you get your chocolate, and it's supposed to change somehow. I don't know how many of you guys actually think that things change like that. It does. It really does. My palate sucks, but if you drink wine with some kind of weird spicy food, it changes your wine. It doesn't taste as good as it did. Or maybe it tastes better, right? Same thing with beer, although less so with beer. Much less so. And shit, you may find beer that goes well with everything. Everything you could possibly eat goes fine. Goes fine with Mexican food, chocolate, goes fine with chicken, goes fine with fish, goes fine with steak, goes fine with super spicy food, like a super spicy, I don't know, sushi. Oh, this would rock Or some fucking sushi, man. Whew. Love that sometimes, man. Depends on what kind. Depends on where I go to get it. Here's a nice little story. So this is going to be, I'm not going to fucking play. Okay. You guys think I'm going to play, go watch a different video. This is just going to be me talking about shit. I'm even going to make my little guy bigger on the thing. All right, there we go. Now you can see me bigger, even though who wants to do that, right? Anyway. I think I might have even mentioned this. There's a good sushi place by us. They have a couple of locations, maybe 3. And they have one in the town over from us. So we go there. This is years ago, maybe 8 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. And you get maki rolls and the rest of it, and you can get all kinds of goofy stuff. You can get little ships, little wooden ships with like little drawers in the ship that have little rolls in there all around there. I never really understood that. But I think it's fucking cool, right? My wife gets this big ship, and now she's pulling out the galley, right? Or whatever the fuck it's called. I just pulled that out of my ass from her fucking show Below Deck. Anyway, pull open this little drawer on the mast or the forebearer or aft thruster or something, whatever. And then there's like a little fucking piece of fish in there, yeah. Kind of cool. Pull back to reveal, right? Anyway. So we've been going there, and they have a regular maki roll, whatever you can think of, California rolls, whatever, your standard fare for sushi maki roll. Then they have the, I don't know what they call it, but they're special rolls. So the maki roll, the regular maki roll, $6, $5, $7 for the roll, depending on what's in it. There's crab in it, real crab in it, it'll be a little bit more. If there's, if it's just like cucumber and guacamole, or not guacamole, cucumber and avocado and guacamole. Okay, yeah, all right. That actually might be pretty good. Anyway, so they have that. And then they have the special rolls, and they have maybe 6 or 7 special rolls, and special rolls are $15, $18 for one roll. But it's a long roll, man. You get like 10 legitimate pieces out of that. It's big compared to the normal maki roll, which is much smaller. So anyway, they have one there called Dragonfire Roll. Okay. It is the most amazing thing I've ever had. Well, no, it's not. But in terms of maki roll, in terms of sushi or whatever you would call that, it's really maki roll, I think. But we all generally just call it sushi. Unless you're more cultured than I am, which you might be. I'm not. But it's fucking fantastic. It has this habanero sauce on it. Anyway, it's so good that whenever I go there, I only get that. Because it's so good. Why would I not get that? It's so good, it's doing themselves a disservice because I won't order anything else. I don't go there. I used to go there every week with one of my friends before bowling, because it was sort of on the way to the bowling alley, so we would stop there. And we would eat at the sushi bar, and we would get a couple of Dragonfire rolls and a Sapporo. It's sort of like a lager beer, a light lager beer. Not light beer, but a light lager beer goes well with that. Japanese beer, I don't know, it's cheap. It's inexpensive. Pretty good, though. Pretty good. Anyway. And then we would leave there, and we would get to the bowling alley, and suddenly, our fingers wouldn't fit in the ball, right? Because there's salt in the fucking roll, and so then our fingers swell up. Anyway, fun times, man, fun times. But this roll is so good, it's so good, that I can't get anything else but that roll. So I'll get like 2, and once in a while I'll get 3. Like 30 pieces, man. So good. So good. Anyway. So again, I hope you guys are having a good day. Today is a really good day for me. Just like every day, I really try to find positive things going on in the day, and try to find a way to get through the day and have a really good outlook on what's happening. Sometimes it's fucking hard, man. So now my wife's texting me because you know what else we're doing? We're figuring out if we're going. All right, we've already talked about this because this is what happens. We talk about it ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. How do you say that? Probably just like that. I don't know. A lot. We talk about it a lot. What do we want to do with our house? Do we want to redo it? Or do we want to just fucking sell it and go and build something? All right, now that is new, probably. I probably haven't said that before. That's a brand new thing. Because near our house, there are these lots. Like a plot of land, right? And there's a bunch of them all in a row, and there's some houses built here and there, and there's a bunch of land lots, whatever they're called. And you can buy one and then build your house on it. And so what they do is they sell you a lot, and then you have a whole series of different houses that you can build on the lot that they will build for you. And then along the building process, you can tweak and change some things here and there, but the main structure of the building will be the same, the house. So we kind of like that, right? Because it's brand new and we get to do it from the beginning. Yeah. So if we get the existing place redone, we just had a guy out here the other day give us a quote for it, go through the house, try to figure out what we want to do with it. He's going to offer up all kinds of ideas and things for what's happening. I'm not fucking good with that, but my wife is, so my wife pretty much took the lead on that whole thing. 3 hours that guy was here. 3 fucking hours. Yeah, a whole shit ton of ideas. One of them that I really cared about is where all this shit's gonna go. Yeah. I was interested in that part. Okay. I'm interested in other parts too, but okay, so we have a cost for that. Now we have a cost for the land and then building a house on the land. Or we could buy something else and then change that. That's like way down on the list because you're never going to be able to buy a used house and have it be everything you want it to be, right? When you guys are a little older, this is what happens when you get a little older. Hopefully, you get a little more money. You did things sort of haphazardly when you were in your 20s and maybe even 30s, and then you sort of buckled down because you got mature. Or I would like to think I am more mature than when I was in my 20s and 30s. And so then you end up saving more money and not overspending on things. You don't have any credit card debt anymore. And you do all these things because you're a more responsible adult. Okay. I'd like to think I am. So then with that, you're going to probably end up having more money, especially if you don't have children. My wife and I, we don't have children. Mortgage is paid off. Don't have children. Don't have any debt. The money just starts to accumulate by itself, right? So then it puts yourself into a position where you can do something like that. Now, in the beginning, when you're going along, that may or may not be what you're thinking, depending on how, I don't know what the word for that would be. Like there's a dude that I bowl with, right? He's very he likes to analyze everything to death. I think a dude like that, with that kind of a brain, would have a plan. He'd have a 5-year plan, 10-year plan, 20-year plan. And in that plan would be all kinds of different things that he was planning on doing with his life and his wife and his children, if he has any. And they're pregnant, so they're going to be having their first. And they're married. So now that sort of upset the ship a little bit in terms of planning, right? So then you have to plan all around that. You have to say, okay, well, now I have to pay for this, this, this. Now they're going to be going to school and college and all this shit, right? Well, I don't have that, right? Because we don't have any children. We had a dog once, kind of like a child. Not nearly as expensive, but man, that's one of the worst things in the world is when you have to put your dog down. Oh my God. My God. Oh my God. I mean, I think about it to this day, and it's been 10 years. I think about it every day. It's the worst thing. One of the worst things that's ever happened to me. Dogs are so wonderful. Dogs are so wonderful. All right, so we have more. All right, so the building the house idea might be a little cost prohibitive. Now we're going to have to run numbers. Now we're going to have to see, and our lists just got bigger. So you have these lists, right? So what you do in your life is you're like, as you get older, you're like, okay, well, I want to do this with my wife. I want to, travel more. I want to not work as much. I want to work more, whatever it is that you like to do. I'd like to game more. I'd like to be on YouTube like John because John's so cool on YouTube, right? Anyway, so you do these things and you make lists. You tackle it logically, just like you do when there are an election comes up. Maybe it's a local election. Maybe it's national election. So you go, okay, who is running for this party? Who's running for that party? And you make your list of good and bad things for each one. You don't go into it blindly because you are Democrat or Republican. You don't go into it blindly and say, I'm voting for Democrat because I'm a Democrat. Use your head. Use your head. If the Democrat is a murderer, that's a bad thing. Okay, but maybe you lean that way. Maybe you like the people generally who are that way in that party. And I'm not political at all, so I don't even get along with this whole fucking idea. And people want to talk politics to me. I'm out. I don't know anything about what's going on. So that's what I do. I go, okay, who is running? Make a list. We have local elections in the area. I don't know who these fucking people are. How are they going to affect my taxes? How are they going to affect the way we live? How are they going to affect my HOH stuff? How are they going to affect the school system? Even though that's a tough thing too. We might go into that at some point, but fucking schools, man. Man. Teachers, poor teachers. Ooh. Anyway. So you make your list. Good things, bad things. Just like you do for pretty much everything. I do for pretty much everything. I may not make a physical list, but there's a mental list going on. What game am I going to play next? Well, I really like Diablo 4, but it might not play so well on my channel. Got to take that in consideration. So you make your list. What's the next game? Is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? Why wouldn't it be this? Well, I love this game, but maybe not. Maybe the people watching my channel might not. Maybe it will take too long and there'll be 800 episodes. Maybe it's too short. Maybe it's not very good for a channel, for a YouTube thing. You do all that. Anyway, so this episode of touching on topics doesn't really fucking have a topic. I don't know what this is, okay? I don't know what this is. So you guys can watch this, maybe relate to some of the things I'm saying. Maybe not. It's fine. It's all fine. It's a free country. We can do what we want, relatively speaking. So, I'm probably going to end up trying to fit some Baldur's Gate 3 in before I have to go to this wine tasting. Oh, incidentally, we have a wonderful cider fest that's really a beer fest coming up, and I am super excited to go. Super excited. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, I've already bought the tickets. There's a VIP ticket, right? If you get a VIP ticket, what does that mean? Well, a VIP ticket means that that you get in earlier, an hour earlier, and it used to mean you got a little glass that was etched with something special on it, not like your name or anything. You know, just a nice glass etched in the year and the name of the Morton Arboretum, because that's where it is, and a nice little sketch on there of a little picture of a tree and Beer Fest, 2019 or whatever, in October or whatever. Nice little beer glass. You can keep it, collect them, throw them out, do what you want to do, but it was a nice little gesture. You pay a little bit more money, get in there a little bit earlier, they give you a little bit of something. They don't do that anymore. So you pay more money and you just get in earlier. Why would I do that then? I don't know. There's your list. How much more does it cost? $10. $10 more to get in there an hour early to drink 40 different breweries beer. What also they used to do is the breweries would bring experimental stuff. Okay. That is intriguing. They'd bring experimental stuff, but they don't bring a lot, right? Because it's experimental. But if you got in there an hour early and you paid for the VIP thing, you got to drink it. Yes. Winner. I'm in for that. I like trying shit like that. We went to a distillery in Wisconsin. I think it was Wisconsin. No, I don't think we were all the way to Wisconsin. Anyway, it was north. We stopped. We're like, Jenny, let's just stop at this distillery and get a tour. I've never been to a distillery. This is way before I started watching Ralphie. Ralphie.com, man. Go and do it if you like your single malts. Anyway, so we go in, we get the tour, and I'm talking to, I don't know what they're called, distill master or whatever. So, I just started talking to him. I don't know. He wasn't talking to anybody else, so I just started talking to him. I'm like, this is really cool. So, it's a really neat thing how whiskey is made, how the mash and all that stuff. And he's like, yeah. He's like, what kind of whiskeys do you like? And I'm like, I'm kind of partial to rye. I kind of like rye whiskey. I like rye, that flavor. So he's like, here, I got something for you. So he goes in the back. He's gone for a few minutes. I'm like, did he ditch me? And he comes back out with this little sniffer and a little bit of what looked like water, clear. He's like, try this. He's like, this is going to be our rye whiskey, but it's going to be 10 years before it comes out, or 8 years or some shit. So it's like the raw alcohol, right? Oh my god. It tasted strange, dudes. It tasted strange. It tasted like raw alcohol. If you ever had Everclear, I guess that would be the closest. No, Everclear is actually more smooth. I don't know. It was crazy. So anyway, we got to talking some more and this and that and the other thing. We bought a couple of bottles. So they had a line there called Nodder. So their whiskey was like Nodder 10-year something. And it stood for not there. So it takes time to make whiskey. Like, you know, if you go and you get whatever, a 10-year whatever, well, that needs to mature in barrels for 10 years before you have a 10-year whiskey, right? I mean, that's just how it works. So what do you do if you're a distillery and you need to make money? Do you wait 10 years before you can start making money? I don't think you can wait 10 years before you start making money. You have all kinds of expenses. You need to do shit. So what do you make, a 5-year? It's pretty young, man. Gonna kind of taste kind of raw. So you enlist whiskey distilleries that have been around for a little while, and you hork their whiskey, and then you put it in your bottles. Maybe you take their whiskey in a particular stage, say it's like in the 9th year. You transfer it, or you buy that whole cask and as a distillery, and now you can add a little bit, or maybe you recast it into something that's different, Madeira or sherry or whatever, and that's your spin, but it's still not your whiskey. You know, you need to, it just takes time. Anyway. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I just went off on a tangent and I never got back. So it is what it is. I hope you liked it. Please subscribe and we will see you soon.